And once again, I formally welcome you all on behalf of Deep Parenting. I'm Manish Sharma, founder of Deep Parenting. Today's program is dedicated to one of the concepts of psychology by Erik Erikson, stages of psychosocial development. Before I move on, just want to know from you, how many of you have heard about this concept earlier or read it? Quickly in the chat box, if you can write yes or no, if you have heard or read this concept earlier. Quickly. Erik Erikson's psychosocial development, 8 stages he talked about. Thank you, Sonia. Quick response. Appreciate. Quickly. Those who have read about this concept earlier. Those who are unable to open up the videos, maybe there is a tech problem. You can leave and rejoin. I think it worked for Nina. I can see her now. Others also, if you face any tech problem, could be Zoom's issue, leave the class and rejoin. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Adan. Many of you heard of this concept and many of you haven't heard about this concept, not read, but I just want to tell you, whatever you read and heard about this concept, you will get a lot of insight about new insights about this concept today. Even if you have read it, you have heard it. So what I'll do, I'll share a PowerPoint presentation, which will be visible to you on screen, because there's a lot to share with you. You can take screenshots, or if you want, this presentation will be shared with you. Erik Erikson. He's known for his work in the field of understanding psycho and socio needs of each stage. Somewhere in 1950s, he wrote a book, Childhood and Society, wherein he highlighted that life of human can be divided into 8 different stages based on its psychological struggles, psychological needs, and social needs. And today, in next discussion of 1.5 hours, we will be discussing about these 8 different stages from birth till death. In 1950s, he wrote this concept. Today, after around 75 years, this concept still holds a lot of value. It is still powerful, in spite of a lot of lifestyle changes, in spite of a lot of this bio changes, still this concept is much powerful, which we'll be discussing today. Erik's theory is based on the survival theory, which is focusing on the social needs. From birth till death, we need some social connections to live life. We all have heard man is a social animal. That means we need some social connections from birth till death. And also, there are certain psychological needs which need to be fulfilled during this journey of life, from birth till death. He divided life of human in 8 different stages, and each stage is connected with psychosocial needs, and it talks about problem or crisis of that age. That in that age, if your psycho needs are fulfilled, then there will be a virtue, a psycho virtue in life, or if not fulfilled, there will be psychological crisis. Outcome of each stage varies along with from positive to negative. He named it that way. And he also talked about in any age, if those psycho and social needs are not fulfilled, there will definitely be a crisis, psycho crisis. He also focused on how to resolve that crisis. And that we also will be discussing today. If unknowingly, we as moderators of child's life, if we are as parents, as teachers, are unable to fulfill those psycho or social needs of child, and if they face any psycho crisis, how to resolve that crisis in next stage of life. So this stages of life starts from birth, and the first stage he named it as trust versus mistrust. All the stages he have named it as positive versus negative, virtue versus crisis, a psycho virtue and psycho crisis. So the first stage is first 12 months, first 1 year of birth, wherein Eric highlighted in first 1 year, child need to be cared well. The role of a caregiver is very important. After the birth of child, now child got into a new world. Before taking birth, in mother's womb, they are very much in a very safe environment, very much safe, comfortable. After birth, they are in absolutely a new environment which is open. Less of warmth is there in that environment. When they were in mother's womb, a lot of warmth was there. Absolutely safe. But now in new environment, they are dependent. It's open. Not that warmth is not there. So they may feel comfortable in that environment. They may trust that environment or may build mistrust from even first year of birth. So Eric highlights that the one who take responsibility of child's care, and in that time he wrote the most important relation in first year of birth is mother, because mostly mother is taking that responsibility of child's care, food, comfort, and safety in first year. But in today's time, keeping all the engagements of parents in mind, their busyness, we may say that this important relation can be anyone, could be mother, father, or anyone who is ready to take responsibility of child's care with the equal compassion, a compassion which a mother can give. And most important event right now in this age is cuddling the child, giving them warmth of the body. If you are there in child's life when they need you, when they cry, if you fulfill their basic needs like food, comfort, when they are wet, if they are getting a dress there and then, this child will foster trust, not only for parents, they will be fostering trust for their environment. They'll be able to trust their environment. They will be able to trust people around them. They will be more confident and independent in life if there is consistent care and there is predictability in actions of a parent. So if kids are not taken care well, they will be building mistrust, and this mistrust can be damaging. If you want to build this trust, we suggest parents, when a baby cries, you shall comfort them there and then, and that way they will learn that they can rely on others in this new world. And it is not suggested for whole life. First 6 months are very crucial. First 1 year is very crucial. At least at that point of time, their cries need to be addressed. If they're wet, they shall be comforted there and then. If they're hungry, they shall be fed. Why? Because in that age, they can't speak. They can only cry. Eye contact, smiles, gentle touch, loving tone will help the baby feel safe. We recommend parents that keep them close to your body as much as you can. If the child is receiving warmth of parents' body, if they are experiencing that compassion and love, they will be able to trust their environment. And it's very powerful. This trust will not be for this year only. This trust will be helping them. It will be a virtue for life. For life, they will be able to trust their environment. They will be able to rely on that environment. And this trust is very important in relationships. We suggest parents that you shall keep things on time, feeding on time, changing, cuddling. If it is in time, if there is predictability, it reinforces sense of security in child. If it is random, then they feel they are alone. Their needs are not addressed. If there is unpredictability, it can create fear, stress, anxiety later in child's life. So this is what is suggested, and especially to those parents, those who may not be available in child's life because of their work, which is very much possible in today's environment. I hope you will agree with me on this fact that most of the parents around you are working today. Mothers are working. They may not be available for 1 year in child's life after their birth. So we suggest them that even if you are dependent on caregivers, even if you are dependent on other field, whenever you are back home, keep your child close to your body, even if they are okay with other hands. As parent, you, the kind of compassion and love you can give, the warmth which you can give to your child, they may not be able to receive from anyone. And that warmth is very powerful. It will be building that trust. You may have heard of the concept of kangaroo parenting. Have you heard? It says that if you keep a child close to your body, if they receive that warmth, they will be mentally and physically, they will be strong. And from the perspective of trust, it makes a lot of sense that you shall not be keeping your kids much away from you when they are young. So independent sleep, which is very much popular nowadays, everyone is looking for that I shall encourage my child for independent sleep. You must encourage independent sleep after 6 months. But in first 6 months, you shall be around them when they're sleeping. If they can receive your bodily warmth, then it will be much more empowering for a child. They will be able to trust the environment. And this trust will be a prolonged virtue. And what if, because of any reason, if parents are not available in child's life in first year of birth, they are unable to give that care, what will be the impact of mistrust? First of all, I just want to know, do you see any cases around where kids are not taken care well in first year of birth?
Yes,
Check. There are cases.
there are cases.
In 1950s, when he wrote this concept, at that time, these cases were majorly there in those families, those who were underprivileged, those who were unable to meet their ends. They were working, and that is why they were not available in those first months with the child. But today, because of our lifestyle, because of our professions, there are many cases. Like I see in upper middle class families, rich families, middle class families, kids are not getting that compassion, that responsible caregiving in first year of birth. What it will result in? It will result in mistrust, and not only mistrust for parents, it will be mistrust for the surroundings. And it will not be a problem of first 12 months. It will be a problem for life. It will be a psycho crisis for life. And the impact of mistrust is that they will be having difficulty forming relationship, trusting very important relationship in their life. Their parents, even their partners, business partners, life partners, would-be life partners, they will not be able to trust them. Sense of suspicion, lack of trust between the relationship will be a hindrance in that relationship. It will also leads to anxiety and insecurity, because if a child who is getting dealt with unpredictability and random dealing with the child, if they're not getting cared, they may build a lot of insecurity for their environment. They may have stress. They may not be able to trust the environment. It will lead to so low self-esteem, emotional instability, and they will be having difficulty handling stress and challenges which will come. They may feel we are alone. I'm alone, nobody is there to support me. And we all know that we need that support system in life. Not only from parents, from all the relations which we have, even friends, life partners, business partners, at workplace, your colleagues, you have to rely on each other to do big things in life. And their problem will be, they will feel people will not support them. They will have that fear, anxiety that they have to do things alone. Since they have to do things alone, maybe they will not be able to do big things in life. So whenever adversities will come, they may not be able to deal with those adversities. This is the outcome. So what we suggest, the suggestion we have is be there in their life. In first year of life, their cries need to be addressed. Feeding need to be in time. And even if you are not feeding the child, if the child is on other feed, mothers, as much as they can, shall be there in child's life. Keep them close to your body as much as you can. The first year. If any parent around you who have infant, suggest them why it is important to be in their life. Second stage of life, which Erik highlighted, it is next 24 months. After 12 months, 13th month to 36th month. He named it as autonomy versus shame and doubt. The virtue of this age is sense of autonomy, and crisis of this age is sense of doubt, shame. Eric says in this age, it is very important that parents shall build child's self-confidence, give them enough opportunities and exposure so that child do those things at their own, and they will build sense of autonomy. Sense of autonomy is, I can do it at my own. It's a very powerful belief. You can gift this belief to your child by giving them exposure, safe exposure, encourage them to explore more. Though this small child can do small things at their own, they may not be able to do big things, but you must do something to make them independent early, in their own way, as per their own age. The concept of independence says even a 2 years old child can be independent, provided you allow them to do all those things which a 2 years old child can do. If you give them exposure into those activities which a 2 years old child can do, even a 2 years old child can be independent. And if they're doing small things at their own, they will have that strong belief that I can do it at my own. And unknowingly, if we keep correcting them all the time, if we don't allow them, if we keep stopping them, then the child may feel doubt about the being. Kids, those who are raised with overprotective approaches, if we start doing helicopter parenting with them, then they will have sense of doubt for their own being, whether I will be able to do it or not. And in this age, in very small ways, small things need to be allowed. Walking is a very important milestone. Crawling, walking, in small and safe ways, allow them to climb, reach out. If they reach out to things and touch things, they feel accomplished. They feel they can do things. So these development of physical activities is also very important. Most important event right now is toilet training. If they're getting toilet trained, they also feel that they can control their body. They can control their impulse. They will not be in the state of shame. They'll be independent in that way. So it's very important that we allow kids into small ways. How we can develop autonomy, encourage them, support them in small ways. Even for a young child, holding something independently is bringing sense of autonomy. Completion brings sense of autonomy. Completion. If you allow them to complete things at their own, completing even a sentence, if they're speaking something and you allow them to complete their sentence, they get sense of accomplishment. I always say, for a young child, even getting onto the bed and getting down from the bed is an accomplishment. They feel at least I can do it at my own. Allow them in safe ways. Give them simple choices, small choices. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want blue shirt or red shirt? It may be immaterial to them, but when they make choices, they feel accomplished. Choices give them that feeling of autonomy. Allow them to do things even if it is messy, especially when they are trying to eat at their own. Allow them. Control your impulse of over intervention, right? Even if it is messy, when they complete things, when they do things at their own in their small ways, they will have this sense of autonomy. Praise their efforts. Small things when they will do, praise them. Even if they are unable to complete it, but whatever they have done in their small ways, it shall be praised. That will also build autonomy. And most important thing in this age is if you as a parent succeeded in gifting autonomy to your child will be taking a lot of initiatives later in life. They will be doing a lot of things at their own. Today, I see a lot of adults around us, maybe within us, those who have a lot of potentials. They have a lot of abilities. They can do a lot of things. But the internal narrative they have for self is that I think I can't. I think I don't have enough resources. I think alone I can't do. I think I don't have resources. Listen to these internal narratives. Listen to these people around you. You may be convincing them that you have all the abilities, all the potential, but they don't believe they have those potentials. What went wrong? Maybe when they were young, they were not given enough opportunities. Autonomy can be the most powerful gift a parent can give to their child. You can start early to make them independent. That's what we suggest to parents. And unknowingly, if we have given them sense of doubt, yes, we can manage it. We can help in next stage of life. How? I'll discuss about it. One more important thing which I missed talking about. In first year of life, the child primarily need one social connection, at least one social connection which is going to take responsibility of their care in first 1 year of life. One caregiver who's going to take responsibility of their care, food. But now, when they enter into second stage of life, now most important relation is not that one individual. They shall be made comfortable with other parents at home, other family members. It's very important. It's now the foundation of their social life. Now they have to be made comfortable with other responsible hands at home, not only one parent. And this is a reminder for mothers, especially non-working mothers. Non-working mothers mostly feel, I'm sorry for that, you may take it non-working parent, but why I'm saying mother, because mostly we think it is my job only to raise this child. And this over-mothering will not allow child to be comfortable with other hands at home. It's very important now that parent shall take a break, a conscious break, and keep that child with other trusted hands. Of course, trusted, maybe the other parents at home, father, grandparents, and give them a long break of 4 or 5 hours, minimum 4 or 5 hours. You go out, do shopping, pamper yourself, right? Make that child comfortable with other hands so that when they get into next stage of life, when they will go into preschool or regular school, they will have lesser separation anxiety. If we missed this foundation, they will be facing problems later in their life to build their social connections. So it's very important. That is why I highlighted, especially non-working parent thinks it's my job to be always with the child, which is okay. But you must take another responsibility that you have to make your child comfortable with other hands. They shall go out of your this hand. Trusted hands, of course, you will be trusting parents, like make them comfortable with parents. Long breaks, 4 to 5 hours, maybe one day, right? The third stage, which Erik highlighted, is initiatives versus guilt. It's very important stage. 3 to 5 years of age, next 2 years. Wherein he highlighted that when your child is in preschooler age, by this age, child is in preschool. And if they're in preschooler age, this child is going to take a lot of initiatives. Initiatives to draw something, create something, initiatives to climb, initiatives to go out independently, initiatives to create something or cook something maybe. In their own way, they will be taking a lot of initiatives. If their initiatives are encouraged and supportive, if you support their initiative, not stopping them, then this child will take initiatives throughout the life. And if unknowingly, if you started stopping them, if you haven't allowed them to do things at their own, you can't do this, you can't do this, you are spoiling things. If you keep correcting them, then they build a guilt for self that I think I can't do it. I'm not capable to do it. I'm spoiling things. They build guilt for their own actions. In this age, rather, we have to give them small responsibilities. Let them do those responsibilities, appreciate them. If they are helping you, maybe they are taking initiative to hand over something to you, for you. They are picking up glass for you, glass of water, instead of telling them, oh, you don't do it, you're going to spoil it. Support that initiative. Say thanks to them. More and more you say thanks to them, the more and more they will get empowered. They will not have that guilt that I only spoil things. I don't know how to do things. And believe me, there are many people around us, those who have all the potentials, but they don't take initiatives. When I say initiative, that means they don't work in proactive mode. They work in reactive mode. Unse kaam karwana padega. They may not feel like doing things at their own. They don't take initiatives. They want somebody to push them, somebody to ask them. Only they work. They work with the push. Why they're not taking initiatives? Because their initiatives has been discouraged when they were young. They have a guilt. They have a fear they may be spoiling things. And that is why they're looking for a push. That is why they work in reactive mode. At any point of time, any of us want that our kids, those who have all the potentials and abilities, shall work on reactive mode? If not, then you must support their initiatives today. One common problem which I have seen, whenever child tries to do something, our major focus is on what's going wrong rather than what's going right. Happens. Suppose just now when you're attending this class, if your young child come up with a drawing, they made a drawing showing you, see mama, you made a beautiful drawing. They're excited. But instead of looking for what's great in that drawing, we start telling them what's wrong in that drawing. Happens. Human mindset, where we focus on what's going wrong than what's going right. What are you doing? Please mute yourself. So, if the moment child shown you the picture and you're telling them, beta, this color is going outside, it's not properly colored, right? This red has to be dark, beta. Are you really encouraging them to take initiatives? If this young child is taking initiative, it is worth appreciating. You may correct them later, but right now, when they took initiative, that initiative need to be appreciated, encouraged, right? And how you can support children during this stage? Encourage them, compliment initiatives. The more you praise the progress, praise the initiative, the more they will be encouraged to do more. They'll keep taking initiatives throughout. And if you ever feel that they may not be able to take initiatives at their own properly, guide them. Guide them and tell them what are the better ways and safe ways to do things. Stopping is not a solution. Guide them. Guide effective and safe ways. Model it. I always suggest parents, if you feel like if you have a doubt, they will not be able to do it alone. Do along with them. Get involved in their initiatives to model. If you can't allow them alone, then guide or model. Encouragement, guidance, and modeling along with them will be definitely supporting them in this stage. What it is? EGM, encourage, guide, model. This cycle need to be fulfilled. Their initiatives need to be encouraged and supported. They will take initiatives throughout the life. Otherwise, they get into guilt. And if we see from the social front, now broadly they take a bigger step in their social journey. Now they get into preschool, and it is very important that they need to have family, teachers, and school friends as their social connections, which usually they have. In our Indian education system, by 3 years, kids get into school. So when they get into school, they automatically get this bigger social environment. So 99.99% kids will get that social environment, and this stage is automatically fulfilled. But in few cases, it may not be. When we are choosing to homeschool our kids, if we are choosing to homeschool our kids, maybe we may not be able to give that structured social environment to the child, that regular social environment. Yes or no? It may be a drawback. And we have experienced it at a larger scale. In year 2020, when COVID started, all those kids, those who were in 3 years of age at that time, 2.5 or 3 years of age, they were unable to go to school for next 2 years, 3 years. Yes or no? And all those kids, that bunch of kids, if any one of you who is from teaching background, if you see those kids, they are struggling. Their one milestone of social connections got struggling to have that bond or that comfort with their social connections. At least when they moved in their regular school, they face this big time problem. Yes, I hope many of you seen it, you can advocate for it. This foundation is very important. So these are the 3 stages. First is trust versus mistrust. Second is autonomy versus shame and doubt. And third is initiative versus guilt. The fourth stage is 6 to 12 years of age. This stage, he mentioned it as industry versus inferiority, or he also called it competence versus inferiority. In this stage, he said, this child in this age, they need validations. They need sense of accomplishment. They need sense of success. And after entering into this age, if child is getting early success, it will be a game changer in their life. And if they frequently get early failure, or if their performance is far away from competition, then it can lead to inferiority. If child's performance in anything, wherever they are getting ranked, judged, assessed, if they're getting assessed in one or other function, one or other competence area, if their performance is far away from the competition, far away from their goal, then they build sense of inferiority. And if they are close to the competition, if they are getting early success, better ranks, better performance, then they build sense of competence. Competence is that I can do it. I belong to this competition. I can do it. This sense of competition will make them industrious. The child will become industrious. Bacha mehnati ho jayega. Or if they felt inferior, they quit. They stop doing efforts. You must have seen many kids today. Many of you are teachers, I know. You just shared your profile. Many of you are from teaching background. You see in every class, till 6th, 7th standard, you will see this common problem. It is prolonged even. In every class, there are around 40% kids, those who have all potentials to be on top. They have that potential to be on top. They can compete with the toppers, but those kids don't believe in this fact that they can compete. They feel inferior. They feel incompetent to compete because their early performance was not that encouraging. And the moment in early years, the child feels that I'm far away from competition, they stop doing efforts. And largely, our education system is designed that way, where a lot of performance indicators are there, a lot of ranking is there. Where kids are ranked that way, they know how far they are away from the top. When they know how far I am from the top, and they know it is a long journey to be on top, they quit. And when they quit, they stop putting efforts. And if they stop putting efforts, then they will never be on top. Because if you really want to be on top, you have to prepare to be on top. And those who don't prepare to be on top, they never be on the top. So what happens? The average remains average. You must have seen our system is working for those 15-20% kids, those who have that sense of competence, those who are industrious, those kids, those who are feeling inferior. Rather, further, their results are making them more inferior. The average remain average throughout the life. Happens? No, we can't change the system. So far, I'm not addressing those who are going to change the system. We are part of the system. We'll not be able to change this education system or the academic structure. We can only choose schools, those who have lesser this pressure of ranking, right? Those who have beautiful structured, like I know certain schools, those who have brought basis on child's competitiveness, they have certain goals for the child, not common goals. But as a parent, we can do a lot. Even as a teacher, we can do a lot without changing the system. Kids, those who are far away from competition, on one or other parameter, give them exposure in other skills. If one child is not doing well in academics, and in academics they are unable to get that sense of competence, sense of accomplishment, give them exposure into other activities. Maybe in other activities they will be getting some success, some accomplishments, which will be giving them that sense of empowerment, sense of accomplishment, sense of competence. Believe me, You must have seen so many cases. I'm just asking you quickly if you can tell me, teachers, have you seen that the child who is not doing well in one area, knowingly, unknowingly, they have been given exposure in other areas, with the success and results in other areas, the child has grown in low areas also. They got improved. When they started becoming happy, they were feeling competent about their self. Happened? Have you seen? Maybe.
Sir, I would like to share my experience.
Teachers and parents can do the magic in child's life if you become those moderators who will be giving them enough exposure in other areas. One more thing which you can do, this is powerful. Parents can do this, teachers can do it. Give them achievable goals. If your child in academics is sitting at 70% marks and competition in class is going at 95% marks, stop talking about 95. Give them something near, achievable. Give this child a goal of 78%. Give them goal of 78%, help them to achieve 78%, and the day they achieve 78%, celebrate it. Give them enough positive reinforcement. This child will taste success first time. Because there are many kids जिनको जिंदगी में आज तक कोई मेडल ही नहीं मिला, आज तक कोई सर्टिफिकेट ही नहीं मिला, क्योंकि जो सर्टिफिकेट और मेडल्स के जो बेंचमार्क्स हैं, they are far away from those benchmarks. Bring it near to them. If classroom is talking about 95, as a parent, I can talk about 80. Yes, I need 80 only. Let's work on 80. A child who's sitting at 70, 75, talk about 80, help them achieve 80. The day they achieve 80, celebrate it. Believe me, your child will be back in game. The one who has already thought I will be withdrawing from this process, I can't do it, they start believing in the fact that I can do it. They become industrious. Encourage creative expression, because many a time, maybe if one child is not that logical or not so great at academics, maybe if you give them exposure in creative areas, the appreciation which they get, completion which they do in creative areas, will be giving them sense of accomplishment. Model and teach them self-regulation and responsibility. That will also improve their confidence. And give them certain skills which they can showcase to the world around. I've seen kids, those who are feeling low about their being. If you've given them a skill like, if they learned guitar, if they learned abacus, Vedic mathematics, or any other skill which they can showcase to the others, they feel good about their being, because they have one ability through which they can get appreciation. They can get noticed. They will be admired by people for that skill. Give them that skill. As a parent, this you can do for your child. Give them that skill which will help them have that feeling. Marwa, I'll address this question. My next, when we'll talk about next stage, you will get this answer. One more thing, today there will be some parents, those who will be asking you which school to choose. You may be getting this query also. Which school to choose? I suggest parents, at least those schools, those who are not pressurizing till 6th standard, till 5th standard. I've seen today there are many schools, those who are coming up with liberal approach of marking, right? Or liberal approach of giving goals, lesser benchmarks, lesser ranking. Means if they have only 3-4 ranks, at least child will not feel I'm far away from first rank. So if this type of curriculums or assessment model they have, in which there is no much, which is not at all encouraging multiple ranks, multiple grading system, right? Which is according to child's abilities, it will definitely be helping. There is another school of thought which says that if we don't give rigorous competition from young age, child will not be able to deal with competition later in life, which has been answered by those schools, those who opted and those who incorporated this psychological concept in their academic structure. They have already answered, because their kids, those who haven't got rigorous competition and pressure till 5th, 6th standard, after 7th standard when they got competition, gradually after 6 months or 1 year, they got comfortable with that competition. They performed in the same competition. So So it got auto-answered, no more a problem. There are kids, those who haven't got that competition early years and later faced that competition, gradually they became comfortable with that. It wasn't a prolonged problem. It was just a transition from 6th standard to 7th standard. That's it. Nothing else. It's been proven there are results, not one or two, ample in the past. So that's not a big problem. So that's the 4th stage where we as a parent can do a lot. Maximum exposure to be given to the child. Gift success, sense of success to your child. Gift sense of competence, sense of accomplishment to them in this age. Bring goals nearer to them. Give them more and more skills. The 5th stage is 13 to 21, 22 years of age. Teenage, you refer it. Or maybe 2-3 years of early adulthood will be included in it. This stage is known as identity versus role confusion. Marwa has asked this question, right? That sometimes what happens, kids they are in this stage, they are into this sense of competence, industrious. But the moment they enter into teenage, they start feeling low about their being, happens. Because the problem in this age is role confusion. The moment they enter into teenage, there are a lot of hormones which starts bothering them. And it's not in their control. These hormones play with them, it's not in their control. Hormones are on driving seat now. And these emotions, these hormones will give them a lot of confusion about their being, about their goals, about their relationships. And this question they have in a big way, who I am. What shall I do? This confusion is prolonged. I'm sure you may have heard of a concept called identity crisis. Have you heard? The term identity crisis, have you heard? Identity crisis, it is coined by Erik Erikson only. This term was coined by Erik Erikson only, wherein he highlighted through his books also that in this age, if anyone get into role confusion, and if their confusion is not sorted early, then they may live in this crisis till their 40s. Among us, or maybe around us, those who are in their late 30s and 40s, there are many those who are still confused about their identity, what they have to do in life, what they can do in life, what they shall do in life. So no, those who are doubtful about their current profiles, what they're doing, is it right or wrong? Yes or no? Do you see it around you? So what a parent can do in this age, what a teacher can do in this age. Our job as moderators of child's life, as a parent, as a teacher, is to help child have that identity. Help them get enough exposure. Rather, I tell this exposure need to be given in 4th stage. Don't wait for 5th stage. In 4th stage, if you started giving them enough exposure, next level exposure, then they enter into this age with identity. So far, it is sure, for sure, the moment child enter into this age, they will have that role confusion. And parents can help them get sorted early. And how they can get sorted? If you allow them to talk, share things with you. As a parent, now you have to get out of that supervisory mindset of parenting and get into friendly mindset of parenting, where you are open to share with your child. You are open to talk. You are not only correcting, you are listening. You are validating their emotions, not only invalidating, not only correcting, not only reactive, not only judgmental. Listen like a friend. If you are listening to your own friend. If you listen to them, they will be able to listen to their own self. If you are opening up discussions with them with a non-judgmental mindset, with non-judgmental listening, they will be able to share a lot. The more they share, the more explore inside. They get to know who they are, what they want from life. Either you become a friendly consultant with your child, or you must hire a teen coach or a career coach for your child. It is mandatory. I tell each parent that it is mandatory for you that either you become a consultant or you must hire a consultant for your child, a career coach or a teen coach, because this child, if they remain confused for long, then they will be confused for life. The concept says within this age bracket only, within the span of 21, 22, and 13 to 22 years of age, within this span, if they got identity, if they got clarity about their being, they will be able to use their energy, they will be able to use their creativity at its best. And if they are confused, if they moved out of this age in the same confusion, then they will be suffering till 30s, late 30s. They keep suffering. And today, if you see a lot of youngsters doing great work, they have patents, startups. You see young kids having name in Forbes 30, Forbes 50. What we see when we see these type of kids, those who have their big ventures, they have achievements, they have patents, copyright, we sometimes feel that these kids are child prodigies. These kids are genius. The fact is, those kids are like our kids only, your kids only. It's just that they got sorted early in life. Maybe in 14, 15 years of age, that child got clarity who they are and what they have to do, and they put their entire energy and creativity towards that goal. And that's why they achieve things early. I call it head start. You will be giving your child a head start in life, in their career, in their professional and personal life. You will be giving them a head start if they got their identity early. Otherwise, it will be a late start. Many are there, those who may have ample abilities, but they don't know about it. और ये सच है, पता नहीं कि दुनिया जहान की सारा ज्ञान हमें कब मिलता है. We get to know about our own being at what age? 35, 40. 35, 40 is, हाँ, अगर मैंने ये कर लिया होता तो ये अच्छा होता. If I would have done it, now I will do it. Many of us, because we are not getting that enough guidance in that age when it is most important. Right? I say that team coaching and career coaching is must for this stage. Then only they will be able to use best of their potentials. At least their confusions need to be sorted. Allow them to talk to someone. Or I think the best person can be you, provided you have that mindset, friendly mindset of parenting. When you're ready to talk like a friend, not like a supervisory parent. Right? Who always correct, who always stops. So this stage is very important. I hope you got clarity on it. And Marwa, I hope you got clarity on your question also, that why it happened and what you can do. Take help, right? If your child is not that comfortable to share things with you, help them know their being through a team coach or a consultant or a career consultant or a child development coach. Nowadays, there are child development coaches, those who help child know their own being and they further work on child's development. These are 5 stages of kids: infant, trust versus mistrust, then toddler, which is autonomy versus shame and doubt, preschooler, initiative versus guilt, mid-schooler, which is competence versus inferiority, industry versus inferiority, and teenager, which is identity versus role confusion. Now we are entering into stages of adulthood. 6th stage, which Erik highlighted, is intimacy versus isolation. He highlighted this age as 20s to 40s, next 20 years of life. And in this stage, he says that the most important relation is your partner, with whom you can make love, the one who cares, a strong relationship in which there can be intimacy. And intimacy is virtue of this age, and isolation is crisis of this age. And this isolation can be damaging. It will be damaging mentally, physically, in many ways. Now, those among us, those who are into relationship coaching, life coaching, right? If you are in that role where you help people, if you see anyone who is separated, not into relationships, or maybe living together but not into intimacy, they will have some problems with their mental state. Maybe the sufferer in this case don't know that I'm suffering. Sufferer in this case don't know that they're suffering. I'm in isolation. But this isolation somewhere is hurting them, hitting them. So as a relationship coaches, you can ask them to be bonded, to have relationships, right? Where you care for others and others care for you. If you're into relationship coaching, you can make this couples understand the power of care and love. If it's not there, then isolation can impact their mental health. A lot of mental health disorders will be preponed. Depression, anxiety, even cognitive thinking is getting impacted a lot. There will be risk of developing dementia, right? And even physically, there will be some health implications. Risk of heart diseases, strokes, diabetes, and obesity will be there if there is isolation. And solution to this isolation is intimacy, right? And if somebody, because of any reason, are not into, then we suggest them, be busy, get engaged, be busy as much as you can. People, those who are busy, they are less impacted by their isolation. It's a big solution, which we suggest. We have noticed, because it is actually applicable on both the genders, but out of two, the one who is not working is suffering more, right? And mostly who is not working? Mostly who is not working in our society?
Females.
Yes. Even well, if a female who is not working and they don't have
Women.
that, where they're cared well, loved well, then they will be attracting mental health issues more. Then we suggest them go and work. Go and work. All those who are parent coaches over here, you can guide those parents. Stay busy as much as you can. Get social. Get social. Be busy. Right? You need to be participating in networking events, social events. Right? Be busy as much as you can. This is what you can do if you want to avoid this isolation. Got it? Not much discussion on it, but I hope you have understood why it is important. It's more of a bio and psycho need, and it has to be fulfilled. Seventh stage of life, generativity versus stagnation. This stage is 40s to 60s. And many of us are in this stage. Many of us are in this stage. And in this stage, he says, those who are contributing to their family, to the next generation, or to the society, the world, then they will have sense of generativity, which is very powerful. It will be keeping a lot of mental health issues away from them. And if in this age, they have no goal, if they are not into generativity, creating something, then they will get into stagnation. The stagnation will attract a lot of mental health issues. Prepone it, right? Dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, anxiety, depression, many. And it will be with those who are into no generativity, those who are not creating or generating anything for their family, their generation, or the world. And generativity is not earning money. Generativity is contributing, adding value in someone's life. Even if you are doing social service, it will be generativity, right? So far, this problem is not big in our country. In our country, it's not a big problem because in our country, there is no social security as such. And we as parents will be free from responsibilities by around 60, 65. Yes or no? Because our responsibilities are not only limited up to child's education. We fund our child's education. Right? We fund their marriage also. So usually we'll be free by 55, 60, yes or no?
Yes.
Everyone will, among us will be doing
Yeah. We have to get them married. We have to get them settled down also. That also continues.
Well, countries. Kids are independent in terms of their academic expenses. They are getting married, parents are not that bothered. So they are getting free early. And nowadays it's a trend, right? Financial freedom, which is okay. Financial freedom is not a problem. But in that idea of financial freedom, there are many those who are opting out of work. They're not into generativity. And those who are not into generativity, they will be attracting a lot of mental health issues. And that is why mental health issues are more in this age bracket in developed countries compared to India, compared to Asian countries. Check. If any one of you is connected to psychiatrists, psychologists abroad in developed countries, you get to have the numbers. The numbers are far higher than India. Right? So India में this problem is not that big, but बड़ी होने वाली है problem. In India, this problem is going to be big. And especially this problem will go big for women. Why for women? Because don't take it other way. Otherwise, let's try to understand it. Why I'm saying so. Because in our time, in my parents' time, if women took responsibility to work for family, she kept working for the family whole life. And for her, it was generativity. Yes or no? She was satisfied. She agreed that it is my job. I have to do this. And today, the women is qualified. They have all the skills, abilities, certifications, a lot of qualifications. If they don't opt to work, if they don't opt to give back to society, then they have that dissatisfaction. Yes or no? Today's women is very well qualified. She has to work. If she is not working in this age, or even if she is not working, mostly I've seen they are not working professionally. At home also they have house helps. If at home they have house helps, professionally they are not contributing, they're not generating anything, then they will be attracting these mental health issues. Earlier, we were saying mental health issues are for men, not for women. You must have seen a big change in last 10 years. All those who are working in the field of mental health, women are attracting more mental health issues. Yes or no? Check. I know a lot of coaches are there. A lot of parent coaches, career coaches, life coaches are there in this program. I'm sure you are experiencing it. Why? And this number is going to increase. If you really want to help people, if any one of you want to work, please help the women. I'm not saying men will not be facing this problem, but the larger problem may be with women in next 10 years, right? And it's not about earning money. I'm again telling you, generativity is not about earning money. Generativity is giving back to the society, creating something for the world around, maybe for your own generation, right? If you are doing something for your family, it's enough. You will be satisfied. You will never have this problem, right? So that's the take on this. Alaki, the most important event in this age is parenting. Whatever we are generating, every parent has a pressure of generativity, working parent, because they know in next couple of years, we have to spend a lot of money on their education. In next couple of years, we have to spend a lot of money on their marriages. So they remain in generativity. But I think a non-working parent has to think on it, right? Otherwise, they will be attracting problems. And it doesn't matter how much resources you have. It doesn't matter how much resources you have. People, those who have rather more resources with them, they will have lesser pressure of generativity. Are you getting me? And they may get into parties and all. You see, they have their social network, but over here, social network is not going to pay. Generativity is going to pay. Generativity will attract psychological virtues. All right. And the next stage is each stage, which he referred as 60s to death. And I keep guiding people around me that you shall die in generativity. Don't enter into 8th stage of life. Not by age. Means keep generating till death. If you remain in generativity till death, then you will not get a pause in life to think over whether I've done enough or not. This 8 stages, when you reflect back on your life, you take pause, you're not working, now you check back. Did I contribute to the world around? You reflect back. If you have done enough, people, those who come out of generativity get into this age, if they have done enough, then they will always have sense of integrity, sense of fulfillment. They will die with good mental health. But if they have a despair, then they will be attracting a lot of problems. This despair will be quite painful. There are people, those who suffer a lot. Rather, I suggest, if you are in generativity, don't take a break. Keep doing something for the society. Do something. Even if you are doing something for green environment, for an NGO, right? You will not be attracting much mental health issues. And I ask you, check with your surroundings. All those businessmen, those who keep working in their 70s, 80s, politicians, right? You will find lesser psycho issues with them, mental health issues with them. I haven't heard that there's a politician who have this dementia. Have you heard? Hardly we have heard. Anyone facing some bigger mental health issues, because they are working. They keep their gray cells active. Keep doing something. Keep contributing. If you remain in generativity, you will die mentally, physically healthy. Right? This is what this 8 stage says. अगर हम अपने कह देते हैं कि वो 60 आ गए, 60 के बाद when you take a break, then this will bother you. You'll have those emotions. Right? So these are the 8 stages. These 8 stages are important for teachers also. It is important for every parent. It is important for even for our own self also. Right? At least you know which stage you are. What is very important for you to keep yourself mentally healthy. Right? You know your stage of life. You know your client's stage of life. Accordingly, you can help them. Right? This concept I brought in light in a very short span of time. I am open for questions, queries. If you want to know more about this concept, I can give you written material. These presentations I can share with you. Rather, I want that you shall share this concept with the word around, because it shall not be limited to you only, to me only. You shall spread it. Let the word around know what is important. Whatever stage of life you are as a parent or as an individual, right? You can contribute a lot into each stage of. If you're a parent of infant, if you're a parent of toddler, preschooler, mid-schooler, teenager, or if you are a parent for yourself also, if you became conscious about your mental health, check with their age and accordingly attract virtues. Fulfill your psycho needs. Fulfill your social needs. Right? Again, I'll give a quick reminder on each stage of life. The first stage, they need one social connection, the one who is going to take responsibility of their care, physical care, food, right? It shall be any parent, mother, father, or anyone who is equally compassionate as a parent can be, a mother can be, right? Who is equally responsible. One connection, child need in first stage. Second stage, the psycho need is autonomy. Gift them autonomy by allowing them to do things at their own. Give them safe exposure. Allow them to do things at their own as per their age. And you will be able to gift autonomy to your child. Right? And in this stage, it is also very important that we shall allow them. In this stage, it is very important that we shall also allow them to get connected to others. Not only one parent, there has to be other parents in their life. 2, 3 parents at home, those to whom you can trust, they shall be made comfortable with them with the other hands. Third stage is 3 to 5 years of age, preschooler age, initiative versus guilt. They will take a lot of initiative. They will take. You just have to support. You just have to allow, encourage their initiative, guide them for safer ways, and model their initiatives. Be involved in their initiatives. You will be able to gift them sense of initiatives. They will keep taking initiative throughout the life. If not allowed, they will stop taking initiatives throughout the life. Fourth stage is sense of competence you can give to your child. they become industrious. How you can gift? By giving them sense of accomplishment and sense of success early, by giving them achievable goals, by giving them exposure into multiple skills. Kahin to acha karega. By giving them some skills which they can showcase to the world around. They will grow with the sense of competence, bringing goals nearer to them, praising the progress. अगर वो progress कर रहा है तो उसे praise भी करते रहोगे तो they will be in the game. At least they believe that I can achieve the next benchmark. Fifth stage is identity versus role confusion. Teenagers and early adults will be there. Help them get their identity. Be a consultant to them or hire a consultant for them. That consultant can be a teen coach, a child development coach, or a career coach. Much needed. Otherwise, इस स्टेज में बच्चे अपनी एनर्जी गोल गोल घूम के ही खराब कर लेते हैं. जब तक उन्हें कोई टेंजिबल गोल नहीं मिलता, they will be wasting their energy, their creativity. और बड़ी दुनिया वेस्ट कर रही है पार्टीज में जाके कहीं कुछ करके. Those who got career goals early, those who get their identity early, they are utilizing their energy, their creativity in the best, in the possible directions. One direction at least. Next stage is intimacy versus isolation. 20s to 40s, when anyone is there, they need care, love from their partner. At this point of time, the most important connection is one, the partner. Make love. Intimacy is very important in this age. Otherwise, it leads to isolation. So if you come across people, those who are separated, right? Those who are alone, those who haven't opted to get into marriage because of any reason, if they are not into intimacy. There are some cases where husband and wife live together, but they are not into intimacy. Then there will be a lot of issues. We already talked about it. It will be mental and physical, both issues will be there. Even cognitive decline will be there with those people, those who are not into intimacy. And over here, one thing which is very important to know is the one who is suffering, doesn't know they are suffering. That's a sad part. They don't know that they are suffering, right? So what is the suggestion? Suggestion is get social, do networking, have a partner, or be busy. Be busy as much as you can, right? People, if next stage of life, if they get into generativity, they will be able to beat that isolation, right? The next stage is generativity versus stagnation. Do something for the society, do something for the family. That will be generativity, and you will be attracting mental health virtues, right? Stagnation will be bothering, attracting mental health problems. It will be a psycho crisis. And last stage is integrity versus despair. When you take a break, you reflect back on life. If you have done enough, you will be in high sense of fulfillment. If not, then despair will bother them. What if a 17 years old child is not ready to meet any counselor? Then Pooja, you need to become one. Then you need to learn this art, the parent, right? We have coaches, those who have programs called Parent as a Coach. Attend that program. This program, one of our coach from Bangalore is doing, Girish Panikar. Parent as a Coach. Do that program. I'm sure he will give you a lot of insight about what shall be your conduct, communication. This is what you need to learn. What shall be your conduct, communication, and how you can rebuild the bond, which maybe unknowingly we have missed on, right? May we have PPT slideshow, please? I will be sharing in that WhatsApp group which you're part of. I'll share that PPT for sure. But I will only share if you give a promise that you're going to share it with the word around. Share it, because that is objective. Today I opted to do this program on Women's Day. Why? The idea is to spread it. Let more people know about it. Unknowingly, not knowingly, unknowingly, unconsciously, we may miss these psycho needs which child want. Maybe we will be missing it for ourselves. If we know it, we will be working for it. If you tell the word around, they will be doing something for it. So that's the only idea. I'll share with you. You would give a promise that you're going to share it with the word around.
Sure, sir.
Good, wonderful. Yes, any query you have, you can ask.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Continue, ma'am. Continue.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, somebody has to continue. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You said something about this, like parent as a coach. So I will like the further guidance on this, sir.
Text me, I'll share the number of that fellow. Right, one of our coach is a very promising coach with us. They have a program called Parent as a Coach. Text me.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Good. No query. Either my program
sir.
was all clear or all clear. What shall I understand it?
No.
All clear or all clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
There
I
is a
had the
query.
same
There is a.
question which Shahnaz had
Yes, yes,
asked,
Shahnaz,
so
go
I
ahead.
didn't continue.
Pooja, you have my number.
Yes,
You
sir.
text me. I'll share number with you. Yes, Shahnaz.
Yes, sir. The other question was like that. Like, I mean, a recent, like, I mean, sometimes accidents happen in a very tender age. Like, I mean, the children are here and there, and the mother is unaware of, like, I mean, what they are doing. And a lot of society around us puts the blame entirely on the mother. Just recently, one incident happened, like a child of 2.5 years went near this hot water bucket. The mother has just turned around and went to kitchen, but the child got burned very terribly. And like, I mean, after 2 or 3 days of intensive care, he passed away. So how to console those kind of parents was my question, sir. Like, I mean, because
it's not about consoling. This is irreparable, and nobody is on.
okay.
Sometime time, right? It is time which wasn't favorable. Maybe it was not.
Okay.
We as coaches, we help people, we guide them, that give them exposure in safer ways, right? We can do our best,
Okay.
but we'll not be able to mitigate the probabilities. And in this case, we will not be able to console. We can only have a empathetic connection with that parent, right? Time will be the biggest healer in this case.
Okay.
And or if they are feeling that I'm responsible, right? Then they are attracting this outcomes of this trauma. Therapy can help in this case. So we can guide them to therapist. Therapy may be needed for a parent, but only consoling will not be the solution. Therapies will help
Right.
them so that they shall not be looking at them as the culprit, right? They are the victim.
Right.
The parent is a victim in this case
Okay.
because they have lost their
Yeah,
child.
but the society makes them the culprit. No, everybody, what
But in that case,
people go
therapy will
around
help them.
saying is that, like, yes,
Therapy
yes.
will help them to have that mindset, right? You will not be able
Okay.
to stop the society. We have to go with that locus of control the controllable, influence the influenceable. If I can't control and influence the society, I can do something with my own mindset, right? This is what we can suggest to the
Right,
parent,
sir.
guide them for therapy in this case.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Any query? So just to tell you, you're part of this group. I'll be sharing this PPT with you. We keep doing a lot of programs, open programs also at different occasions. Stay in touch. We will tell you about our upcoming programs. And anyways, on Mother's Day to Father's Day, we do a carnival. It is quite open for everyone. So those who joined today, those who are not from deep parenting, keep in touch. We'll keep telling you about our upcoming sessions. Learning is never ending at deep parenting. So we would love to talk to you again and again. Thank you. Thanks, Atan. And I would really
Thank you,
No,
sir.
sir,
appreciate.
Thank you so much.
one more question.
Yes, yes, please.
Anyways, I'll have your number. I may just speak to you later. Like, I mean, I had a question, sir. I did not start off then when I completed the training, but now I want to, like, because I had some commitments. I was giving exam and all that. So, sir, as a deep certified coach, what is the good time to start, and what will be the good strategy? So, can you help me afterwards? Like, I mean, with this.
Your question shall be, what is a good time to talk to you, right? Because this is not the right
Yes,
forum
yes, yes.
about it. You call me. Even if after the program, you can call me. I'll talk to you, right?
Okay, sir.
This
Okay,
forum is
okay, sir. Thank
also
you.
those who are not parent coaches, right? So I will, this the
Okay.
answer shall be giving, it will not be making much sense to them, right? So you connect with me. I'll
Okay.
help.
Thank you, sir.
Say-
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Jagdish Singh here. Same was my this thing. Even I am a parent, but nothing I have done with regarding this coaching and all.
Yes, yes, sir.
Please do help
I'll
me with
share
that
in the
also.
group, right? If we have any
Yes.
opportunity coming up where we are doing a foundation program or so for those who want to get into this role, I'll be sharing that opportunity with you. One program we are doing on 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's a 3 days program, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. 6 hours. If you want to attend, you have that time. You can attend that program. It is lined up. I'll share that login details with you. The registration.
Please.
It will be 21st, 22nd, 23rd for those who want to get
Okay.
into this role of a parent coach.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All set? Chalo, wonderful, good. I really appreciate your presence. You joined this program, and I'll share this recording also in the group. You can share this recording with the word around, right? Share it with others. I'll be sharing that recording in the group. If anyone is not in the group, you can text me. My number you must have got once you registered. I'll again type my number over here. You can connect back to me, right, for getting that presentation and recording. Otherwise, if you are part of the WhatsApp group, which we are there, most of us are in stages of psychosocial development, I'll be sharing PPT and recording in that group. Ciao. See ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.